Well, well, well. Turns out CBS looks like they, well, maybe not CBS. Let's kind of not blame the entire corporation. The creative team at Star Trek Discovery have really stepped in at this time. Little known computer game called Tardigrades has been brought back to the thing. Released probably about 6 months before CBS announced Discovery. Even before they had touched there was going to be a new Star Trek series. And it turns out it centers on big blue spacefaring tardigrades. Granted, tardigrades are real animals, so you can't really complain that's the thing, but big blue spacefaring types that can travel the universe and be anywhere in the universe at any time instantaneously, that's too close, guys. And after the fuss they caused, I mean, the unholy chaos they brought down on the fan film community over Axanar. Now, I'm no fan of Alec Peters. I mean, he did deserve a slapdown for what he was doing there. I mean, at best, he took his eyes off the prize of making the film and got caught up in other things. But look, you guys got caught ready, and this isn't the first time either, because that little distress call from whatever planet, Corwin 2, and the end with a UFP signal, a symbol, that was a blatant ripoff from the old Franz Joseph Tech Manual. That, surprise, surprise, CBS doesn't have the copyright for it. That's copyrighted through Franz Joseph Designs. That was part of the falling out that he had with Roddenberry. Is that he had he could copyright the stuff under his name, and Roddenberry had no part of it. So this is, and his daughter Karen is pursuing legal action on that one. But this is big. This could get the whole thing shut down, frankly, because that's a key story point. It's been dragged over 7 episodes, and the whole thing hinges on it. And at the very least, I mean, this poor guy who did this game is owed a big payout, and probably his credit. I'd be a 14th executive producer. There's more executive producers than there are cast members. That's a pretty sad commentary right there. That doesn't say, production by committee. I don't know what does. But that kind of thing all by itself, this brand is now very tainted. This isn't the first time that Star Trek is kind of edged against plagiarism, but they've been smarter about it before. A couple of instances in the original series. The episode Arena. Gene Kuhn wrote it, and it wasn't until it was well into pre-production that someone noted, and kind of late in the game, the similarity to a short story by Frederick Brown titled Arena. I don't know what the Gene Kuhn's episode title was at the time. I'll have to look that up. But the short story Arena by Frederick Brown. And there's a blind panic because when they mentioned that Gene Kuhn, suddenly remembered he had read that story years ago. It was from the 50s. He read it years before and forgot about it. And so the possibility he may have subconsciously plagiarized it just terrified him. So they kind of just went to Brown's widow, got the rights to it, not saying that they've already written a script. It's kind of like what they did with Starship Troopers in the movie. As someone pointed out, this is a little too close to Starship Troopers, so they went and got the rights to it and then continued doing what they're doing originally. It's kind of what they did here in Arena. They got the rights to the episode from the short story, and then basically cleared themselves that way. Not that they really did much, because the short story is quite a bit different. And it's similar is that there's a little bitty lizard in there, and the 2 aliens find each other. Another instance is Trouble with Tribbles. And that didn't rear its ugly head until after the show was already produced and on the air, and they got a request for an autographed script from Robert A. Heinlein, who it turns out had written a story several years. I mean, most people think, because the original title for Trouble, the name of the creatures, the original title was A Fuzzy Thing Happened to Me, and the original creatures were called Fuzzies. But the thing is, L. Bean Piper, author, written a story, a series of stories about creatures called Fuzzies. Totally different creatures. They were little short humanoid, look like little Wookiees type thing. But just to be on the safe side, they made him change the name to something else, and they came up with Tribbles. Well, again, the Heinlein one, he had written a story called The Rolling Stones. It was about a family of space traders going around, and one of the things they came across was little fuzzy little creatures called flat cats, which is basically big ball of fur that bred like crazy, and they overrun the ship. And again, another case of David Gerald. He figured he probably had definitely read the story years ago as a kid, forgot about it, and possibly in the back of his mind had stolen the idea for Troubles. Heinlein was very classy about it because they were both borrowing from the old story Pigs is Pigs about basically a guy who's importing a couple of guinea pigs into Australia, and the customs guy at the thing. Pigs or livestock, the proper paperwork, and could not commit. These aren't pigs. They're just called that. No, pigs is pigs. I mean, while they're breeding, and they're overrunning the entire. There's piles and piles of guinea pigs everywhere, but this guy's still, no, pigs are pigs. You need the paperwork. There was a Disney cartoon made about that. Pretty funny stuff. But yeah, previously they've been smart enough to avoid this sort of thing. These guys aren't so smart. They stumbled right into it, and somebody brought it up, and yeah, this game was announced and then was put out, I think, a good several months before CBS announced their show. So, and again, tardigrades are real creatures. You can't, but big blue spacefaring tardigrades, sorry, he has stepped into this guy, them guys. And frankly, this is going to get ugly. Because he's got he's got an ironclad case here, this guy. There's other similarities. Some of the characters in there look a lot like, in the show. But the big thing, I think, is the big blue tardigrade. The man pig bear, or space bear big. I think, realistically, if this could really, I don't know, it'd be extreme to have them shut it down completely, because they pretty much paid for the whole thing. I think they finished principal photography on all 13, 15 episodes. So they might run the thing out, cover their losses on that front. But again, this is now a very horribly tainted production. The fact that the key concept has been stolen blatantly by the creative team. I'd be shocked if they go for a second season now. Because Netflix, I'm sure, doesn't want to be associated with this at this point. This starts hitting the fans. Like, that's it. You're not getting more money out of us. And meanwhile, and as pointed out in other videos, it's like CBS only has like 1 million subscribers. That means potentially 1 million viewers for the show, week to week, legitimately. There's other means that aren't counted, and they can't count them in the ad thing. Whereas Orville seems to have settled in right around 3 million a week, which doesn't sound like much in the grand scheme of things, but for Fox on a Thursday night is pretty damn good. Is it good enough to justify more, another season? That's another issue. Because it is an expensive show, and a lot of very good shows have gotten decent ratings. Like Battlestar Galactica was actually a top 20 show when it originally ran, but it was also the most expensive show on television at the time, and it had to have been at least top 10 to justify another season. It was enough to justify Galactica 1980, pretty much, but that didn't kill it faint praise. I don't know what it is, but if Fox is happy enough with the ratings that they are for a Thursday night, then yeah, the show deserves a second season. But that's going to be another issue. Discovery, it's like, yeah. If this thing really starts going, and this guy really gets a lawsuit going, gets a little publicity, and then Katie barred the door, because Discovery, people are going to start running for the hills, or hiding the tall grass. Because, the way they've been pushing this thing, oh God, it won't be pretty. And again, considering the utter chaos they brought down because of Axonaut, and Axonaut really didn't rip off the damn thing. They just made the mistake of getting greedy and making a fan film. I think. As a part of it, it's sometimes fun to see karma rear its ugly head and paybacks that time by. but there's a lot of people going to get trampled over this one. So, PayPal, Patreon down below, and we're up to 542 subscribers so far, charging on here. Didn't quite make the check this week, this time around, but it looks like it's going to be, if I can maintain this level, it'll be a decent check for next month, so, which will be just in time, because by then we will be in Virginia, setting up shop there, and hopefully be able to get going on actually getting a house. I've got my eye on a few of them back there, back in that area, mainly in, if not in Virginia, then like just across the border in North Carolina, so we can avoid some of those property taxes. But get something there, get a permanent base set up, and get a studio, and start really kicking this channel into high gear. That's it. PayPal, Patreon down below, and talk at you later.